Up today on NewsCenter 15, details on a shooting in Kansas, a ban on mining claims in Yellowstone Park, and a look at last night's debate between Ohio's governor candidates. We've got these stories and more right here on WCMO TV at noon 30 and 6:30.
Oh, there's also a couple new surprises in the PSAs, but I'm not going to spoil anything.
Coming up today on NewsCenter 15, we have a look at a shooting that took place yesterday in Kansas.
And Google announces their plans to shut down one of its long-running services.
We've got these stories and more. NewsCenter 15 starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to Tuesday's edition of NewsCenter 15. I'm Jessica Hill.
And I'm Ethan Brown.
Topping our news this afternoon, a convicted felon was charged Monday with a total of 18 felonies, including murder, after a series of shootings that left 3 people dead and 2 wounded in Kansas City area. The charges filed against Isaac Fisher, 35, include 3 counts of second-degree murder. He is being held on $1 million bond. The shootings occurred within a little more than an hour of each other Sunday in 3 locations, according to a statement from Jackson County Prosecutor Gene Peters Barker. Police found 34-year-old Angelette Hollins dead around 9:15 a.m. Sunday in a Kansas City house. Hollins is the only victim whose name has been released. Jackson County court records show Fisher and Hollins were the parents of a son who died in infancy.
U.S. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke approved a 20-year ban on a new mining claim in the towering mountains north of Yellowstone National Park on Monday, after 2 proposed gold mines raised concerns that an area drawing tourists from around the globe could be spoiled. The mining claims had been centered around Emigrant Peak, Zinke went on record saying that he was pro-mining, but, quote, "There are places to mine and places to not mine." The former Montana congressman was joined by local business owners and residents who pushed for the ban after companies began drafting plans for new mines in an area frequented by wolves, elk, bears, and other wildlife.
Well, that sure is weather.
It sure is. Here with a first look at the weather is Landon Santini.
Well, that certainly is weather, and we're going to be experiencing this particular weather today mostly until Friday. We're smack dab in the middle of October, and we're going to be experiencing the last of our summer temperatures today, tomorrow, and a little bit into Thursday. But we'll talk more about that later. Right now, let's take a look at our current conditions. Right now, we're in the middle of what you call a partly sunny day with an expected high of 85 and a low of 65. Right now it feels like 79 degrees outside. The humidity is 60%. The barometric pressure is 30.29 inches of mercury. The winds today are going to be running around the southeast at 5 miles per hour. The UV rating, which is a measure of how intense the sun is going to be moderate today, so that's a sign that you want to get some sunscreen. You want to have some kind of skin protection so you don't get any sunburns. And the dew point is 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, this is probably the last week I'm going to be able to tell you to put some kind of sunscreen on, because as I said, as we get into the weekend and the Marietta College homecoming events, we're going to be finally experiencing the beginning of the truly fall temperatures now that we're in the middle of October. But I'll talk more about that later on in the 5-day forecast. So until then, I'm Landon Santini. Back to you guys at the desk.
A spokesman for Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel has called President Donald Trump clueless for reviewing criticisms of Chicago and encouraging more stop and frisk by police. Trump told a police chiefs convention in Orlando on Monday that he'd order his attorney general to send officials to help straighten out the terrible shooting wave in Chicago. Trump also blasted a deal Chicago reached with the American Civil Liberties Union to curb stop and frisk procedures. Emanuel spokesman Matt McGrath said, "Even someone as clueless as Trump has to realize the solution to crime isn't as simple as stop and frisk." McGrath also notes that Chicago's homicide rate is falling.
Google is shutting down its long-shunned Plus social network for consumers following its disclosure of a flaw discovered in March that could have exposed some personal information of up to 500,000 people. The announcement came in a Monday blog post, which marked Google's first public description of the privacy bug. Google deliberately avoided disclosing the problem at the time in order to avoid drawing regulatory scrutiny and damaging its reputation. The company declined to comment on the report and didn't fully explain in its blog post why it held off on revealing the bug until Monday. The Google Plus flaw could have allowed up to 438 external apps to scoop up usernames, email addresses, occupations, genders, and ages without authorization. The company didn't find any evidence that any of the personal information affected by the Plus breach was misused.
Coming up next, a local event brings cancer awareness to the region.
Plus, a look at other upcoming events hitting the Marietta area.
We'll be right back after this.
I never chew tobacco.
I don't drink much.
Never smoked a cigarette in my life.
HPV. Isn't that about cervical cancer?
What does that have to do with oral cancer?
HPV? Didn't know that.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
People came out Sunday to support the fight against cancer, as well as honor those who have survived the disease. The Camden Clark Foundation held its 3rd annual Pink Cupcake Run and its annual Cancer Survivors Picnic around Point Park in downtown Parkersburg on Sunday afternoon. Over 200 people participated in the 3-mile run that included 3 cupcake stops. All proceeds from the run benefit the Foundation's Pink Monogram Fund, which provides 3 free screening mammograms, diagnostics, genetic testings, and stenographic breast biopsies for those in need. Organizers expect to raise around $5,000 from Sunday's event to go the program.
The Ohio chapter of the National Alliance for Mental Illness and the Washington County Behavioral Health Board invites the public to attend an informational presentation about NAMI and how a local chapter can assist, support, and advocate for individuals living with mental health disorders and their family and friends. The event will be in the community room at Washington State Community College from 4 to 5 p.m. October 23rd. Refreshments will be served.
There will be an antique appraisal from 9 a.m. to noon, October 27th at Waterford Elementary School. Appraisals will be Randy Clark of Auction House, Larry Hall of Baker & Baker, and Barbara Dittenberg. The cost is $5 for the first item and $3 for each additional item. Contributions from this event will go to the Lower Muskingum Historical Society for improvements at the Oliver Tucker Museum in Beverly.
The annual Fall Bazaar and Luncheon will be held from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday at Gilman United Methodist Church, 312 Gilman Avenue, Marietta. The bazaar includes crafts, bakery, and attic treasures. The luncheon includes soup, sandwich, and desserts. Everyone is welcome.
Coming up next, we'll take a look at what is happening around the region.
We'll be right back after this.
And now that autumn is finally here, we can kiss the last of our summer temperatures goodbye. More on that for the 5-day forecast. I'm Landon Santini.
November is No Shaver Month at City of Hope. That means throughout November, to raise awareness about prostate cancer, City of Hope is urging men to stop shaving and get screened. But here's my problem. When I grow out my beard, I end up like this. I mean, have you ever? And you know how long this took me? What do I have? A couple of little hairs here? I mean, man, it's useless. How about this? How about this? Very Lincoln-esque, don't you think? How about this? Oh, you put them. Well, that's not the way I heard it. For all you men watching, do what I can't. Let your beards grow. And while you're at it, get screened. No shaver with City of Hope. Grow it, show it, know it.
The major party candidates for Ohio governor are sparring over insurance protections for people with pre-existing conditions, each saying the other has misrepresented the issue. Republican Mike DeWine and Democrat Richard Cordray face off Monday at Cleveland State University with the final month of their closely watched contest closing in. DeWine says Cadre's ads saying he opposes protections for pre-existing conditions are misleading. He claims to have a good understanding on healthcare issues, citing his lawsuit against the drug companies. Cadre says he intends to release a letter on his website highlighting DeWine's lawsuit against the Affordable Care Act when he wins.
A suspended West Virginia Supreme Court justice took the witness stand Monday at his criminal trial and denied using state vehicles for his own benefit. Alan Lowry responded to questions for more than 3 hours after federal prosecutors rested their case. Lowry is accused of 22 counts related to using his office for personal gain. Lowry said he was offered a state car like other high government officials when he became a justice in 2013, but he refused. Instead, he used state-owned cars made available to the justices for what he said was a variety of reasons, including public outreach. Most charges against Lowry were wire fraud allegations that he used state vehicles and gas cards for personal use. Others contend Lowry made false statements, tampered with witnesses, and committed mail fraud.
Searchers say they have found the body of a man last seen going underwater in a rapid area of a lake in Ohio. Fire and police crews, including Oliver's, began searching for the man in Eastwood Lake in Dayton on Sunday afternoon. They said they found Stephen Smith's body around 10:30 a.m. Monday in an area of the lake that is about 18 feet deep. A kayaking event was going on at the park on Sunday. Fire officials say the 64-year-old man did not appear to have a kayak or any other type of water equipment and wasn't wearing a life jacket. Authorities say they haven't determined the circumstances of Smith's death, including why he went into the water. Plenty of movie news today, starting with the superhero who's comfortable on land or underwater. Here's David Daniel with Hollywood's Minute.
This trailer has the power. Warner Brothers released a 5-minute-plus Aquaman trailer for New York Comic Con, including a look at Nicole Kidman as his mother, Queen of Atlantis. Jason Momoa stars as Arthur Curry, aka Aquaman. The movie swims into theaters December 21st. Gabrielle Union is returning to the young adult genre. No, she's not playing a young teen again. Deadline reports Union has acquired the film rights to the new young adult novel 500 Words or Less about a high school senior who learns some life lessons while writing college admission essays for her Ivy League-bound classmates. Michael Pena, welcome to Fantasy Island. The busy actor who's currently filming the live-action Dora the Explorer movie is set for another movie based on a TV show, Fantasy Island. Pena will star as Mr. Roanoke, played by Ricardo Montalno in the series, the overseer of a mysterious island visited by guests hoping to fulfill their deepest wishes. Production is set to start in January in Hollywood. I'm David Daniel.
Thanks, David. Let's head back to Landon Santino for a look at the weather.
What do you have for us, Landon?
Well, what I've got for you is, before we take a quick look at the 5-day forecast, that will be at the later of the forecast, but for right now we're going to talk a little bit more about how the temperatures are going to be changing here in the Mid-Ohio Valley for us throughout the rest of this weekend, going into the weekend. Now, as of right now, as I said before, that we're experiencing the last of our summer temperatures today, tomorrow, and a little bit of Thursday. Right now, we're in the low temperatures ranging around the mark of 60. So that's not too cold, not too warm. Next map, we'll take a look at what our high temperatures. Right now, the high temperatures that we're at range mostly smack dab in the middle of the 80s. So we're done with the scorching 90s. And there's only going to be a couple more days of having to deal with sweaty palms. But one of the last days that we're going to be dealing with it is Thursday, and Thursday we're going to have a chance of scattered thunderstorms all throughout the day, and that's what you see here. This green stuff is the rain that's coming towards the Mid-Ohio Valley and the eastern part of the country. And we take a look at our cloud coverage for our local state of Ohio. You can see that we're not dealing with much in terms of precipitation or cloud coverage today. This green cloud stuff you see down here along the area of West Virginia, that was the little bit of rainstorm we had last night. So we're going to be doing fine for the next couple of days, but you might want to pack an umbrella for Thursday. So moving on to the 5-day forecast, we're going to be dealing with a little bit of showers tomorrow. So that's when the thunderstorms are going to start on Thursday, with a high of 82, a low of 69. And then as we get closer and closer to the weekend, we're going to see the temperatures start to dip into the truly fall temperatures, with highs of 50s and lows of 40s. So as the community of Marietta and the students of Marietta College get ready to participate in the homecoming festivities, be aware that you might want to start dressing a bit more bulkier. So put away a lot of your summer stuff when the weekend comes, and just have a great time and celebrate being a Marietta College student and a Marietta citizen with your friends, family, and some alumni coming over this weekend. And I'm definitely going to be looking forward to that. So that's it for weather. I'll see you later at the end of the broadcasts. But for now, back to you guys to the desk.
When we come back, Elizabeth Nedvid will have an update in the world of sports.
Stay with us.
Come on, let's go. Hey, hi, what's your name? You live around here? You're pretty. Where are you guys going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
Guess it's about time to get you fixed, sweetie.
Your pets will start getting noticed sooner than you think. Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year. Help prevent more.
And now we're back with Elizabeth Nedvid for a look at the world of sports.
What do you have for us today, Liz?
All right, guys. In baseball, the defending World Series champion, the Houston Astros, advanced to the American League Championship Series with surprising ease by completing a sweep of Cleveland, an 11-3 lashing in Game 3, helped by two key throwing errors from Indians reliever Trevor Bauer. Marwin Gonzalez hit a 2-run double off Bauer in a 3-run 7th inning, and the Astros scored 10 runs in their final 3 at-bats to turn a series that was supposed to be competitive into a complete blowout. The Astros now wait to see whether they'll face the Yankees or the Red Sox in the championship series. In the National League, the Los Angeles Dodgers defeated the Braves in their series 3-1, led by Manny Machado, who blasted a 3-run homer in the 7th inning. The Dodgers offense put up 6 runs to finish off a young Braves team. The Dodgers move on to face the Milwaukee Brewers in the National League Championship Series. In football, Browns wide receiver Rashad Higgins could miss some games with a sprained knee. Coach Hugh Jackson said Monday that an MRI taken on Higgins revealed he sprained his medial collateral ligament while blocking during Sunday's overtime win against the Baltimore Ravens. Higgins, who is said to have a breakout season, had 3 catches for 66 yards and a 19-yard touchdown before getting hurt. Jackson said surgery has been ruled out and he'll be evaluated on a week-to-week basis. In other news, the International Olympic Committee has picked its first African host of any Olympics, formally awarding the 2022 Youth Games to Senegal. Senegal President Macky Sall was present on Monday to see IOC members confirm the executive board's preference from 4 candidates. Sall said a 50,000-seat Olympic stadium will be built for the occasion. Senegal's games are likely to be held in late May in order to avoid the dry season and reduce chance of tropical diseases. Reasons for Senegal's selection included a booming economy and better conditions than the other bidders from Botswana, Nigeria, and Tunisia. That's all for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Now joining us at the desk is Landon for a last look at the weather.
Basically, to sum up the points I've been making throughout this broadcast is that today, tomorrow, and a little bit of Thursday, we're going to be experiencing the last of the summer temperatures, which have been going on for quite a while, considering that this is the second week of October. But then when the weekend starts on Friday and we get ready for several of the events, such as the Marietta College homecoming this weekend, that's when we're going to start getting into the truly fall temperatures for the first time, with highs of 60s and the lows of 40s. So we should start putting away some of our summer clothes, get out some of our longer sleeved items, maybe not quite ready for the sweaters just yet, but we're going to be getting there pretty soon in the next month or so, I would say.
It's homecoming. It's the perfect time to break out your Marietta College gear hoodies. I should be able to break out my Marietta College gear hoodie for the football team. Just saying. Oh,
absolutely, absolutely.
I just know I'm not really looking forward to having to wear pants now.
What, you're not wearing pants now? Shorts. Oh.
That is today's broadcast from all of us here at WCMO TV. Thank you for watching. Tune in Thursday at noon 30 for another great edition of NewsCenter 15.